Hey, what's up? Welcome to Brands on Brands. I'm Brandon Birkmeyer, your personal branding coach. And today it's book launch day. What? That's right. We are launching our book today, July 31st. Front and Center Leadership is available for download, for purchase on Amazon. Get your books, tell your friends. I'm so excited, y'all. I can't be more over the moon that this thing is finally out there to the world. It's been a long journey. I thank you for supporting me along the way. If you haven't gone, go to brandonburkmeyer.com/books and check out Front and Center Leadership. Just wanted to read you a couple of the reviews here today and tell you a little bit more about the book. My friend Ramatani he's the head of marketing at Alibaba North America says, Brandon leverages his years of experience in front and center leadership, a guide packed with actionable steps to build your personal brand and become a modern leader who gets noticed. A great read for anyone looking to advance in their career. Now, what is front and center leadership about? Well, I'll tell you some of the things in this book. If I'm just flipping through this book right here with you on the podcast, I obviously introduce what the concept is of front and center leadership. And to me, it is two things. It is standing at the front of the line, taking initiative, putting yourself out there to get noticed, and stepping up as the center of attention and saying, hey, my ideas have value. I want to share them. I want to make an impact on the world. So front of the line and center of attention are the two concepts that the book is based on as what it takes to overcome reluctant leadership and become someone who stands out in their organization. Now, we talk about in the book the middle of the pack mentality. This is, what are you going to do to stand out from the crowd? And why is it that we find the safety of crowds in the first place and hide and wait for other people to determine what our success should be? We also talk about in the book the roadmap to reputation, the couple of things you need to do to really be aware of what it is that your goal is and where you're coming from, what the skills are you bringing with you, and how to get where you're going. Call that the roadmap to reputation. And then we break down the personal branding framework. Now, this is 9 steps. It's a 9-step framework that comprises of 3 groups of things. One is content creation, building community, and making an impact. This has always been my personal branding framework: creating content, building community, making an impact. But I break those down individually and say, okay, what are the steps within creating content? What are the steps within building community? What are the steps within making an impact? There's 9 of them. Now, I'll tell you those in a second, but I want to read you another amazing acknowledgement from my friend, Philip Van Dusen, who's the former VP head of design at PepsiCo, also host of a great show called the Brand Design Masters podcast. You can check him out on YouTube. Philip says, if you've been hanging back on hesitating to start the journey of building your personal brand because you don't know where to start with Brandon Birkmeyer's book, Front and Center Leadership. Brandon acts as your guide, helping you with everything from initial shifts in your mindset to following a specific framework of actions to establish visibility, to build authority, and to make an impact on your community. A must read for anyone looking to step into thought leadership. That's right. Thank you, Philip, for those kind words, man. You've always been a good friend. I appreciate you. So yeah, the personal branding framework is what we're talking about. There's 9 steps, and I'm excited for you guys to dive into those and see how I lay that out. But I'll give you just quickly what those are right now. So 9 steps. First, build your heroic evergreen platform. Build your heroic evergreen platform. Second, create direct communication with your audience. Third, scale your effort and visibility. So those are the first 3 steps. That's all within the creating content bucket: building an evergreen platform, establishing direct communication, and then scaling your effort. And each of these steps has not just an explanation of what it is. It has step-by-step guides, a workbook that goes with it, questions that get answered, and then interviews with some of my favorite creators that I've interviewed from the show and experts from the show, who then explain in their words how you do some of these things or what's important about some of these things. All right. We've done the first three steps. Here's the next three. Step number 4, seek out purposeful places to participate. Step number 5, cultivate influential industry relationships. Number 6, find and win high profile engagement opportunities. So seek out purposeful places to participate, cultivate industry relationships, and win high profile engagements. This is all within the community building section of the framework. And then we'll move on to the last 3, which is the making an impact section. And those last 3 steps are: start with quick, deliberate wins, grab attention with distinct visionary campaigns, and lead your industry with progressive movements. So quick, deliberate wins, a distinct visionary campaign, and leading your industry with progressive movements. Those are the last 3 steps. That's all within the impact phase, where you are figuring out how to solve problems and make an impact to your community. So those are the 9 steps of the personal branding framework. I lay those out, each with examples and explanations. And then we get into a little bit about what I call the sea of sameness and the actions that matter to get you out of that. And then we jump into the 4 laws of leadership. So before we jump into those, we're going to pull another acknowledgement here from our friend Grant Baldwin, who's the best-selling author of The Successful Speaker. He says, Brandon provides practical wisdom on leveraging the power of your perspective to impact the people around you. This book gives leaders the tools they need to get discovered by their peers and recognized as a thought leader in their industry. Thank you, Grant, for those kind words. All right. Now, the 4 laws of leadership, that's the next thing we talk about in the book. The 4 laws of leadership are: number 1, step up for the right reasons. Number 2, step up with the right message. Number 3, stand out in the right places. And number 4, stand out at the right times. So it's broken into 2 parts, right? Step up and stand out. Step up for the right reasons with the right message, and stand out in the right places and at the right times. Now, for me, people often ask, well, how are you going to do personal branding, this attention getting, front of the line thing, without ruffling feathers, right? And for me, leadership is about doing things with the right intention in the right way. So for me, the balance of personal branding and leadership is really taking these right steps to say, what am I actually trying to accomplish? What are the right reasons? What is my message? And then how do I do it in the right place at the right time? Right. So I lay all that out in the 4 laws of leadership and what that specifically means and how to do that to get people moving to actually be taking action towards these goals. And then I end the book a little bit with the confidence crisis, as I call it, which is really saying, what's holding us back? What's keeping people trapped in their day-to-day habits? And we talked about some of the things that contribute to reluctance and what keeps people from taking initiative and how to get past that. So that's how we get through the end of the book. And then I'll talk about some bonuses. Well, I'm going to read one more blurb here from my friend Andy Storch, who's a best-selling author of a book called Own Your Career, Own Your Life. He's also host of the Talent Development Hot Seat podcast, good friend of mine. Andy says, in today's fast-paced world, it's not enough to show up and do a great job. Leaders need to take ownership of their brands and careers. And that means getting intentional and making sure other people know who you are, what you do, and what you stand for. Building your personal brand has become an essential element of attracting the best talent and achieving future success. And this book provides a great guide to help you do just that. Appreciate you, Andy. Thank you so much for those kind words as well. Now, last thing is book bonuses, y'all. Again, I appreciate you. If you are interested in checking out the book, go to brandonberkmeyer.com/books to check that out. But the book is only as good as the reviews that I get from my audience. If you guys have a chance to get the book, I would appreciate you taking the time to leave a review on Amazon, an honest review. That is the best thing you can do to help me for the work we put in here to get this word out to more people. And for you guys doing that and helping support this this movement. The book bonuses I put together, I think, are going to be super helpful for you. One is a downloadable PDF workbook that takes all the activities from the book and gives you a place to write down your answers and to follow the checklists, and explains the step-by-step process so you can work along with the book. That's the first book bonus. The second book bonus is going to be our personal brand quiz and scorecard. That's right. We develop a scorecard where you can answer 10 simple questions and get out there and get feedback on what is left to do, right? What is left to do to help you move forward and build your personal brand. So it's an audit and a score, which is great. Super useful tool. And then there's an invitation once you get your scorecard to jump on a call with me and we can talk through what that scorecard means and what you can do to help raise the score, so to speak, how to develop your personal brand further from where it is now. The third bonus with this book is about LinkedIn. I know LinkedIn for a lot of people, especially in corporate, is a starting point for their personal brand, especially in that business space. So I thought it would be helpful to say, okay, applying these philosophies, if you're applying these philosophies and you're starting on LinkedIn, what are these 7 steps to take first when building your personal brand on LinkedIn? So we lay out the 7 steps to personal branding on LinkedIn in a simple guide that you guys can follow. So that's the third bonus. And then the fourth is the 9 interviews from the book are their full versions of themselves. The full versions of those interviews are created in a playlist for Spotify for you guys to listen to and get the full expert advice from the brilliant creators that have supported me with this book. So all that for free as a bonus when you guys purchase the book. That was put together as saying, hey, you know what? Like, I want to give back as much as I can. And I'll tell you, that workbook was not easy to build, but I had to put something where you guys could actually write things down and take action. So I hope that you find that helpful. And again, I would just appreciate a review of the book on Amazon if you guys get the chance. By the way, that website, brandonberkmeyer.com, brand new and built for this launch of the book. And I'll go into future episodes of what it was like to get this book written, to get it produced and published, and the behind the scenes of how to create the book, how to market the book, how I'm getting reviews for the book. And then also when I went into building an author website, and also a keynote will be coming out of this. I'd like to be running workshops in corporate offices about front and center leadership and taking teams through personal branding exercises that they can be doing right there in their office. So all of this was working together to support my drive to help more people start building their thought leadership and getting their name out there. So I hope you guys find that helpful. Check out brandonberkmeyer.com for all of that and more. And keep on listening to the show. I appreciate you guys, and I'll catch you guys next time. Brand Zone.